Warning: you will be shocked by this video. Viewer discretion is advised. If you or a loved one is suffering with type 1 or type 2 diabetes, or even pre-diabetes, I'm about to tell you something you've never heard before. I guarantee this will be the most important video you ever see. I'm going to expose a shocking secret that will change your life forever. I'm talking about no more needles, no more confusion, no more fear, no more embarrassment. You're about to learn a little known but 100% scientifically proven way to reverse your pre-diabetes and type 2 diabetes. And if you have type 1 diabetes, I'm going to show you how you can radically decrease your need for insulin. And in most cases, yeah, I said do away with it completely. Throw out your needles forever. Can you even begin to imagine what that would feel like? Can you picture how great you'll feel to never have to prick your finger again, never have to worry about constantly checking your levels, never having to do all the crap that comes along with diabetes, the inconvenience, the anxiety, the ever-present threat of crashing, and if we're being honest, the fear of death that hangs on every choice that you make, from what you eat to where you go and what you do, all of it. Because really, unless someone is suffering every day like you are, they can't truly understand how diabetes completely rules your life, can they? Again, that's why I'm so excited you're here today and why this is going to be the most important video you will ever watch. There's a way to put an end to all this. There's a way to change everything. You can feel normal again. You can live a full and complete life. You can lower your blood sugar naturally. You can stop worrying about losing your vision or even your fingers, toes, or limbs. And you can do it all without the harmful drugs, the needles, the expensive treatments, the fear of awful side effects, life-threatening complications, and drastic surgeries like amputations. In fact, I guarantee you're going to be shocked at how simple it is to overcome your diabetes once and for all. And it doesn't matter whether you've been recently diagnosed or have been living with it for a long time. It doesn't even matter if you're young or old, male or female, overweight, or have poor circulation, vision problems, or even neuropathy. There's a way to overcome diabetes, and you can do it in as little as 3 short weeks. Yep, you heard me right. You could be diabetes-free 21 days from right now. And yes, that is amazing. But if you want to discover exactly what you must do, you need to watch this brief presentation right now. Since it's so loaded with the important information that you need, I want you to be able to take advantage of everything it offers ASAP. I want as many people struggling with diabetes like you to have a chance to get their hands on this. It only takes a few minutes to watch, but it will change everything you thought you knew about your diabetes. And FYI, I wouldn't be surprised if those big pharma companies would want this site taken offline if they found out about it. So do yourself a favor and keep watching now. Hi. My name is Matt, and if you have diabetes, I want you to know I get how you're feeling, where you're coming from, and what it is to live trapped by this disease. It's like there are walls separating you from the rest of the world, isn't it? If you or a loved one has to deal with any of this, I'm so sorry. I know it isn't easy, but I also want you to know that there's a way to live without the symptoms, without the anxiety, without the pain, the fear, and nonstop interruptions to a normal life that diabetes causes. There's nothing like this that exists anywhere else, on or off the web, and I'm honored to share it with you. This pioneering remedy is the outcome of countless studies conducted over the past 3 decades by leading doctors around the world and teams of internationally respected scientists and diabetes specialists, including Nobel Prize winners. As a result, thousands of people who were in your exact same situation are now living symptom-free, all because they followed the simple guidelines of this diabetes breakthrough. But as you know, thousands aren't nearly enough. In the U.S. alone, there are 25.8 million people living with diabetes today. That's a shocking 8.3% of the population. Sadly, there are 1.9 million new cases diagnosed every year, and many people don't even know they have diabetes yet, with 7 million undiagnosed people and over 79 million who are pre-diabetic. Yes, the facts and figures prove we're in the middle of an epidemic. And yes, statistics are fine, but what really matters right now is you. The numbers don't tell your story. They don't explain how every day you have to constantly worry about getting your blood sugar right, or how living with diabetes is an hour-by-hour, ever-changing struggle that has become, for better or worse, a huge part of who you are. And the numbers definitely don't say anything about what a drain it is to spend money every month on doctor visits, needles, drugs, all of it. Even with insurance, there are co-pays, time off work, and all the extra stuff that nobody ever thinks about when tracking the costs. So when the answer already exists, when the solution is already there and has been for 30 plus years, wouldn't you think Big Pharma would finally put forward a real solution? A real way to end diabetes? Think again. It all comes down to dollars and cents, and lots of them. How much do you think people in the U.S. spent on diabetes last year alone? 50 billion? 100 billion? 200 billion? Do you even know how much you spent? Well, according to the National Diabetes Fact Sheet, the total cost for diabetes-related expenditures last year was $245 billion. So spend that money on a cure, right? Spend that money educating people with the same information that I'm revealing here, right? Wrong. Even though they know it's totally preventable, Big Pharma has zero interest in advancing a cure for diabetes. If you were making $245 billion every year just to treat the symptoms of a disease, would you have any reason to promote an alternative that would dry up that flood of money pumping into your bank account every second of every day? You probably would, but you're not a corporation. The fact is, there is a way to treat your condition forever, and you can do it without insulin or glucose-lowering drugs, without harmful treatments, and without having to continue to turn your life upside down. But for the past 30 years, Big Pharma has done everything it can to keep the truth from you. Now, I won't go as far as to say they've engineered our current epidemic, but they certainly haven't done anything to solve it. Sure, your medications help you deal with your daily symptoms, but they do nothing to get to the root of your problems. And yes, for the most part, your treatments probably do allow you to maintain the status quo, keeping you from getting worse, but they're not really doing anything to help you get any better. I probably don't have to ask, but what happens if you go off your meds? You'll spiral out of control, right? You'll crash. You'll find yourself headed to the ER. Why is that? Because you're broken? Because there's something inherently wrong with you? No. As much as your doctors want you to believe it, that's just not true. The reality is your meds and the insulin makes you 100% dependent on them. They don't do anything to help